let's go ahead and get into Pokopia. There's a brand new trailer coming tomorrow. I guess that's like big news. Notice how I have not announced a live stream for said trailer. Huh. Funny. You guys know I like to cover all things Nintendo, even if I don't plan to buy it. I really don't plan to buy this one. The news this week, I wasn't really that excited for Pokopia to begin with, but then you announced $70. I don't see it. You're charging the same price as Legend ZA. And people already weren't really sure about that at 70, and now you have okay, not sure about this. It doesn't really feel even appropriate for the genre then. But then on top of it being 70, they make it a game key card, which of course the moment they did that was going to light the internet on fire. The first Nintendo published game to be a game key card. I will clarify, no, Nintendo did not lie. I've seen some videos saying Nintendo lied. Nintendo said that they have no plans at the moment to make any Nintendo developed game a key card. Those are the exact words from Furukawa. Now, I know we have some other words from Doug Bowser. Doug Bowser's on his way out. And his words do not supersede Furukawa's. Furukawa's words are they have no plans for any Nintendo developed game right now. And it's no plans. Obviously, plans can change. We know that. That's why he says no plans, because they can change the plans later. But in this year, no, there's no plans. And this is not a Nintendo developed game. If you don't know, Pokopia is actually developed by Koei Tecmo. So what it does do, though, is open up something else, because Nintendo considers it a first party title. Nintendo has it listed as a first party title. It's not about whether it's a first party title or not. What this does open up, though, is that any game that isn't made directly by Nintendo could potentially be a game key card now. So you got to think about things like, Fortune's Weave, Fire Emblem. That's Intelligent Systems. That is the same situation here with Pokopia. And not a spinoff, of course, but still. All the Kirby games. That is not Nintendo. Now, I think the Kirby games will probably be safe just because HAL Laboratories, if you guys didn't know, works right out of Nintendo's HQ. So they're not Nintendo, but they're literally in their building. So yeah. I'm not too worried about Kirby. But you got to think about things like Camelot, all the Mario sports games. Those are spinoffs, just like Pokopia. Those have a chance to potentially be game key cards. So there's all of that, of course. New trailer tomorrow. By the way, guys, even though I'm not live streaming the trailer tomorrow, I will be covering the trailer in my news video. Not going to ignore the trailer exists. But I do think that this has obviously brought game key cards back to the forefront, just because Nintendo is the first. This is the first game they're publishing that is a game key card. I know Stash has given very strong opinions on key cards in the past. Mostly, he doesn't give a shit. And it's always important to hear from Stash on moments like this, because it's physical collectors that usually bitch the most about this kind of thing. I'll give my quick thoughts before I pass it along, because I've already done thoughts on this on live stream and on video. But I'll just say I don't like it. I think if you're going to charge $70 for a game that doesn't look $70, it better be a full physical cartridge. Because at least then people could justify saying, well, the cartridges are expensive. It's a 10 gigabyte game. Whatever, I'll stomach the 70 so I can get a full physical. But besides that, I'm not a fan of game key cards. Like, they're not a deal breaker to me. If I'm really excited for a game, like say it's the next Zelda game, a game key card is not gonna make me not buy a Zelda game, right? So like, it's not a deciding factor for games I'm already excited for. But for any game that I'm like really, really on the fence about, and I'm just not sure, and it's like $70, honestly, physical can sometimes be a deciding factor for me to push me over. To just be like, you know what? I can grab it. I can keep it. I can get to this down the road. It's nice to pop in. Maybe if I want an airplane ride somewhere, don't have internet, just to give it a try. And if it's not physical, I'm probably not going to do that, because I know that I'm never going to pop that game that I'm on the fence on just to download and install it when I don't know when I'm going to play it. That's the one thing about game key cards, is like I have to have it installed to play it. And if I'm on the fence, that means it's a game as I'm not prioritizing, which means I have to be in the situation to use it. And so I will probably just opt not to buy it at that point. And now maybe I decide to buy it down the road, but chances are if I opt not to buy it near launch, unless there's just an absolutely killer like holiday sale a year or two later, I'll probably forget about it, to be honest. There's so many games coming out all the time. We all know this. Games are, I mean, dude, how crazy October was. This month's also crazy. December's got some nice releases. Dude, when we get to March next year, are you kidding me? In my video I did yesterday that was like 30 minutes long, dude, there was like 4 games in that video launching in March, and then I listed off like 5 more. Then I'm like, what are we doing? Like March, I need like 5 jobs to pay for the games I want to buy in March. It's insane. And that's before we even get to like Nintendo's like actual heavy hitting games, which we'll probably get at least one announced during Nintendo Direct in February. Bare minimum, we should see Gen 10 Pokemon in February. So I think maybe we won't. Maybe they'll save it for a Direct. I keep forgetting. Sometimes they reveal Pokemon in Directs now, so can't guarantee it's going to be Pokemon Day. I'm just not happy with this overall decision. I'm not like strongly angry either. They can decide whatever they want. I think a lot of the debate, ends up being around game ownership. I've read the fine print. I know that we technically don't own any of our games. I know they're also not probably going to come to your house and take them away. That's always been the counter argument. Well, they're not going to come to my house and take it away. I'm like, I mean, they did it once to someone, but I'm not going to bring that up because it wasn't in the United States, but they actually did do it one time. That said, no, they're likely not going to come to your house and take your games away. And that person was putting the games online. So that's they were committing a completely different crime. And I'm also someone that doesn't like piracy. I'm not a big proponent of piracy. If you pirate, I don't care. Go ride the high seas. You think it's always moral to pirate Nintendo? I don't care. That's your choice. But I don't. So since I don't, I care that I can play my games where I want to play them. And for me, I've already accepted that an all digital future is coming. I know it's coming. It's not going to stop me from playing games because I play games for the games. I don't play games for the format. That's always been my biggest thing. Like I asked myself in the mirror when game key cards were announced, like, how much do I really care? I'm already all digital on PlayStation. I'm all digital on Xbox. I'm all digital on PC. And I've never cared. And I've never lost access to any game I've ever bought. Now, could that happen someday? Have there been times and examples you can find online of people who did lose access? Absolutely. Sometimes those stories are tied to people modding their systems. Sometimes those stories are tied to people cheating. And sometimes it's just completely bad luck. Or, there was that one case, I forgot, there was some game that PlayStation literally just ripped off of their store. And that led to other people losing it. And it actually, the more well-known one was a movie. It was like a movie franchise. They ripped off the PlayStation store. And anyone who bought it couldn't play it anymore, even if you already bought and paid for it. And there was a huge kerfuffle with that. And they had to like hand out refunds. And it was wild. That's what people worry about with all digitals. Hey, you bought this, but they can still rip it from you, even if you didn't do anything wrong, just because they lost licensing rights. They can't license it to you to use anymore because it ran out. The contract ran out. And so that's a concern people have. The thing is, I've been all digital on PC forever. Haven't had a problem. Been all digital on PlayStation. Now multiple generations haven't had a problem. All my digital games on 3DS and Wii, I can still download to this day. I just tested it on the Wii upstairs just to make sure I can still download the 2 digital games I had on Wii. And absolutely still can download them. They didn't take down those servers. And that console came out in 2006. So my concern about losing access to my games in my lifetime is next to none. Now you can say, well, hand it down to your kids or your grandkids. Get a job. Buy your own shit. If you can't access my stuff, I'm not going to feel bad for you. I earned that. You can bury the consoles with me. I don't care. Like, I honestly, like, I know that sounds petty and selfish, but dude, no one bought this shit for me. My parents didn't buy me any of this shit. They sold all the shit they bought me from under me. Eric knows. Pissed me off.
No, they forced you to sell it.
Well, no, that's after my mom gave half of it away.
Oh, yeah.
I stopped her.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I said, what are you doing? Dude, I had some valuable video games. And I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I just gave it to Goodwill. What are you? doing?
Why?
If you're gonna let me get rid of it, at least let me sell it for some good value.
Yeah, right.
Get it into people's hands that care.
Yeah.
Not goodwill. They might, the cartridges might not even survive the warehouse.
Right.
What are we doing? Anyways. So bottom line is all the gaming stuff I have in my life, I earned and bought for myself. Or in the case of Age of Imprisonment, shout out to my community. You guys got me that game. So I don't really care if I can't hand them down. Doesn't matter to me. I don't collect things to create value for other people or even for myself. Like it is like, I'm not saying that Stash is ever going to be in this situation, but yeah, if Stash ever had shit really, 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 really hit the fan, he's fucked. But, he's got a nice collection he could liquidate if he needed to kind of help stem the tide. Obviously, I don't think that's ever going to happen. It is a nice to know that you have a lot of value laying behind you. That it's like kind of like an investment.
Yeah,
shit hits the fan. I could fucking buy a car with this shit behind me if I really need to. Just selling all my shit. Whatever. I'm not saying that's a reason to sell it, but you know what I mean? Medical emergencies, whatever. It's a nice to know. And so, yeah, it does suck. Like with digital games, you don't really have that value, but I just don't care because it's not why I play games. That said, fuck Pokopia. I don't even think it's a good game, let alone worth $70 and it's a key card. I'm good. They're not getting my money. That said, if you enjoy the game and you're going to give it your money, that's your choice. It's not my kind of game. It's a cozy game. I do love some cozy games. This is just not one that looks like it's worth my money. That said, that's my opinion. I'm good. I got nothing else to say on this. And the internet's aflame. And a lot of people are mad. So let's toss it over to, how about Joycey J? Just got back. What are your thoughts on this Pokopia drama situation in the game?
Forgive me, I just had like a huge coughing fit out of nowhere. Excuse me.
And of course, you get picked on.
Leave the room.
Right.
You need to get the fuck out. You're interrupting the show, buddy. Okay, go on.
Who, me?
No, I was talking about Venny, not you. You're good.
Oh, Vinny's fine. He's fine. He's fine. He's in his Tingle outfit. He's happy. Okay, so y'all know, or those who talk to me know that Pokemon isn't really my thing, and so Pokopia isn't really my jam either. But here's my question. I've been screaming about digital for a very long time, before key cards, because in my mind, when digital games really started becoming more mainstream, especially on the consoles, it's like, I understand the convenience and everything else, but my whole thing is I don't trust any company enough for that. That's why I like to have physical. I don't trust that your servers won't ever go down. I don't trust that you may, or for reasons that's outside of the, their control, like you don't have a license, or the music is there's a problem with the music, or there's a lawsuit happening and now you got to take it off the server and now I can't play it anymore. Versus if I own it, own it. Nintendo's not coming to my house. They're just not. I'm not doing anything illegal, so they're not coming to my house. So my whole thing is, and also I personally feel that since you don't have anything physically in your hands, the digital game should not cost as much. That's just how I feel about it. So if it's $70 physical, just as an example, then it should be probably 50 or 60 digital. Because you didn't have to make anything. You just threw it on a server. Okay, so what are we doing here? So then there's that. So, but there's not a whole lot of outcry when it was just digital. Okay, so the argument is still the same. Where's my physical copy? Why is it only digital? Key card just makes you feel like you have something physical in your hand, that you can touch something. It still has a lot of the same, from the way I understand it, it still has the same, it does the same thing that digital does. I am not all here for an all digital future. Yes, I know it's coming. Yes, I know I can't stop it, despite the fact that I've been screaming about it. But I'm glad that it does exist for people who don't care and they do want that convenience. Oh, I don't feel like going out to a midnight launch. I'm just going to download it. I'm glad that exists. I'm guilty of it. I bought Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild an ungodly amount of times. Tears of the Kingdom I own digitally, and I own like 5 copies physically. That's not reasonable behavior, guys. Don't do that. But that's just the way it worked out. So I want to understand, what is the outcry over key cards when nobody was outcrying for real over just digital? Explain it to me like I'm 5. What is the difference?
There's no explanation. It's your turn. I'll get to that when it's my turn, but there is no explanation. The argument is ridiculous.
The argument out there is, if key cards didn't exist, that especially for a full price $70 game, that it would be a physical copy instead. So
that's an assumption.
Exactly.
It is an assumption, but it is one that's fair, because there's not a single full price Nintendo game on Switch that wasn't a physical cartridge. This is the first time. It's never happened before.
Oh,
so it's a fair thing.
But our argument is still the same. Where's my physical option? You see what I mean? Where's my physical option? That's still the same argument. So now you just get a digital thing that you can touch and you can resell or lend it out to a friend like physical, but it's still not the same thing. And this was my issue when a lot of games and just stuff in general start going digital. Like, what, you know what I mean? At any point, Nintendo could just say, you know what? We just want to close. Nobody did anything to us. We're not mad. We're just going to close. And it just shuts down. Will that happen? Probably not. But it's not even about just owning the games or owning the license or anything of that nature. It's the fact that somebody really can just come and take your stuff. I have a problem with that. That's, to me, that's almost the same as if like getting robbed. So me, when it comes to digital, I kind of feel like at any moment I can get robbed. That's what it feels like. Now, do I use digital? At a lot of my online games, I love Splatoon. Ask me when's the last time I played Splatoon 2 before Splatoon 3 came out. So they take that one off. I'm probably not even going to notice. Right? Because I play Splatoon on, you play for the online. The single player is great, but you play for the online.
Online games are a little different too. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm not going to be as upset if when Splatoon 4 comes out, then they start shutting down the Splatoon 2 servers. That's not going to bother me very much. And that would happen the same way with physical, you know what I mean? But my Zeldas, my Octopath Travelers, my Bayonettas, the games that, you know, we want to own and eventually want to replay, then I want to have that in my hand, on my shelf. The other thing is something that really, really pisses me off. And I understand with technology, you just can't have everything, but you telling me I got to buy a $450 Switch too. And then I got to pay another, $200 something for the card, the little express card, SD card that goes in it so I can have even more room. So now I got to pay another $200. And now I got to pay for $70 to $80 games. What is we doing, y'all? That's too much. That's too much. So either give me the system with all the memory I'm ever gonna need, which I understand that is very, very difficult and probably impossible. I think you told me before that technology doesn't even exist yet. And then that's probably going to be a very, very, very expensive system. But if I can't have everything that I need in the system, I don't want to buy extra shit. Give me my physical and then let me keep my extra space. Yes, I know. I'm a relic from the 90s. I get it. But
you want your unlimited space. It's called game streaming.
What that is, I'm old. What?
Game streaming, where you are, the game isn't located on your local system. You're streaming it from the internet to your system.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want that either.
That's the only way you get that unlimited storage.
I don't want that.
Well, it's coming. It's actually technically already here.
Yeah, because that's what Google, what was it? Google Stadium? That's what that
Stadia,
was, right?
xCloud, PlayStation has a streaming service that's expanding. You can now stream your games from the cloud now directly to your PlayStation Portal. You don't have to stream it from your PS5 anymore.
So the thing is, I love options. So for people who are into that, that should be an option. But for my old ass, I want my physical thing on my shelf so I can pass by it and say, I should play that. I have games that are sitting in my gaming shelf right now that I still haven't played. I feel guilty every time I walk by.
You know, when you're like 70, you know, it'd be easier for you if you could just click on an icon and the game plays.
But Nate, when you're 70, you have to ask people how you use the screens.
Nah.
I'll be that old lady. I will be that old lady.
No. That won't be a problem. I don't think screens are going to advance to the point that I have to ask that. I think it'll still be pretty much you touch it, you tap it, you motion it. Not too worried.
No, but at 70 years old,
like a projector that goes straight up somehow or something. I don't know, but
at 70 years old, if I can't put a cartridge in a system, then maybe I shouldn't be gaming.
That's your own.
No, that's what I was just kind of commenting off what you were saying.
I think by then, Joycey will be plugging in into the brainstem.
You ain't putting that in my brain either. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, not me personally, but
put it in my brain so I can think and it plays for me.
Look, I just read a whole article about a woman who broke up with her real life fiance to marry her AI boyfriend.
Yeah. And you know what? Rosalina, she kicked her boyfriend out of the fucking house for telling her to get off Mario Galaxy.
At least he was real.
That we think. We don't know. We weren't there.
Stop, Nate. Look. So
could have been a Tamagotchi for all we know. She fucking threw it out the window. Or a Furby begging for attention.
Well, that'd be justified.
That'd be justified. Dude, Furbies are so annoying.
Mike, not Mike, you're Nate. Nate, did you pop a gummy before the stream?
Mike, what are you doing?
My bad. I'm used to being on Mike's stream. I'm here every week. I'm on Mike's every week. But seriously, and I apologize. I feel like I kind of got us off track.
Fuck. Remember what podcast you're on.
Oh, that's right. I could drop F-bombs. Freakazoid. Okay.
Great show.
Seriously. And I apologize. I feel like I got us off track. But my whole point is, if we're going to scream about and cry about game key cards, we need to scream and cry about digital as a whole. Give us both options. Period. Okay? If the cartridge is too much, then maybe you need to be transparent with the audience and say, look, if you guys want us to put this on cartridge physical, there's going to be an extra charge for it. If that's the only way you can do it and make your profit and everything else, then you need to be transparent with the audience. I'm not going to cry over game key cards when I've been screaming for years about digital and all the dangers. I saw the Terminator movies. I know how this all ends up. So I'm not big on digital personally, except for games that I know I'm probably not going to play again. I can't tell you when I'm ever going to play Splatoon 2 again. And even then, in a sense, I'm losing money.
All right. Well, damn.
Are you going to start talking sexy to the audience? Because I can leave. I got Vinny for that.
No. I sort of thoughts on those stuff.
Sorry, I'm done ranting, y'all. I'm done.
I didn't know where you were going with this.
I don't know where I'm going at all, period.
I just want to start with, it's getting late here, so I'm getting a little sleepy. But I forgot about the fact that they can just like pull your game even if it is a key card. I did forget about that. I was mostly thinking about like the fact that you have to download it, because you have to do that on Xbox and PlayStation anyway. So the whole game key card things, to me, I'm just like whatever about it. I totally get it though, like the wanting the full physical, and I agree, like they should have an option, like if for the people that do want it, it's gonna be more, but it's here. And I also agree with the fact that digital should be cheaper, but it's not. So I kind of just like accept. I've just come to like accept it. I don't know. I had a whole lot of points here. But Joyce's rant makes me feel like I'm like, I don't want to say any of this anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Am I-
good. It's
Do you have
just
a
also
counter
like
argument? I want to hear it. If it's a different opinion, I'd love to
not
hear it.
really because I don't feel like it's. I feel like you're gonna beat me. So I
I
already
No.
feel defeated.
Shua.
I'll be quiet. I won't say anything.
No, it's mostly like the fact I forgot about them being able to like do stuff about it, but I really feel like they only are gonna do something with your game if you do something illegal, and most normal people aren't doing anything bad with their games. So I personally don't feel like it's that big of an issue. And even if it is like this like fake physical, at least it's something and you can resell it. And if you're worried about like buying used ones, then either like don't buy it used, buy it used and it's sealed, or a lot of like the marketplaces online and stuff have terms in place. Like you get like they work with you to try to return it and get a refund if it's not like what it is. Like if you can show proof like, hey, I bought this game, it doesn't work, then you probably get your money back. Granted, it's a hassle, but it is what it is. I'm kind of just like so over it. I wasn't gonna get Pokopia anyway. But I was just like, oh great, yay, another thing for the haters to just like grab onto. And I totally get being like annoyed and like venting about it and getting it out. But people that just like keep harping and harping and harping and harping and hating on like the key cards, I'm like, all right.
That's a
whatever.
whole other discussion. That's a whole other
Yeah.
discussion. I don't need to complain about it every 2 seconds, but
Yeah, exactly. And like that's not what I'm saying like you're doing. You're getting it out and then it's like whatever, or if it like comes up. You're not out there making content to specifically just like shit on it.
I don't know. I want to pay off this car. Maybe I should.
But I also
Nintendo
feel
is
like they
doomed
probably were, like,
videos.
I think 70 is a bit ridiculous though for a game like this, but it's also because it's Pokemon IP.
Mhm.
They're gonna get away with it. Like the new Mario, new Zelda's probably gonna be 80. If they did 80
Yeah,
with
they are.
Mario Kart, they're gonna be like, we can get away with it. So I feel like that's why they do it, and I don't, agree
Splatoon
with that
4
or
is
like
going to
back
be
it up. But
80.
you think?
Splatoon 4 is going to be 80. I'm telling you that right now.
Interesting.
Remember, Splatoon 3, even though, in my opinion, my very humble opinion, Nintendo didn't ask, Splatoon 3, but that opening weekend made like what, 10 million? They sold 10 million, I mean.
True.
It hasn't moved very far from that 10 million cents.
Yeah.
Had they dropped the price a little bit, they probably could have brought in some new people wanting to who were curious about it. So now that they're going to sell it at 80, it'll probably do 10 million again because all of Japan plays Splatoon. All of Japan plays Splatoon.
Yeah.
They're going to do
Yeah.
10 million again, but are they going to do any more than that? No. And at $80, nobody's going to really want to just probably go in and just, let me just try it,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'd probably still buy it because I like Splatoon.
I
I don't want it to be 80. You want to do a bet, Joycey?
Because I agree with you. I'm
No,
going to buy it
you
for
don't bet.
80.
No. I don't think it will be 80. I think it'll be 70.
I bet you some candy corn is totally going to be 80.
Candy corn? All right, I don't like candy corn though. So then what do I get?
What kind of candy do you like?
Werther's.
Yes.
No.
You don't even know
27,
Werther's.
mate.
Dude,
27.
So? Werther's are
Candy is-
tiny.
Candy is for everybody, honey.
Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah,
How
what
about
are we doing?
Those little strawberry things, whatever they're called. The grandma.
Those
always
are
had.
good.
Nasty.
What? Okay. What
I'm
candy
the
do you-
devil here now. Now I'm the villain.
Wait.
I'm
What
stealing
candy-
Game Bird's role tonight.
What's your favorite candies, guys?
I don't have a mustache to twist though.
I gotta know. What's your favorite candy?
Well, anything with peanut butter in it. So like I like Reese's.
Reese's.
Pieces, Take Fives.
I will send
Ugh.
you some Reese's.
Oh,
Do you like,
Peanut
You don't
butter
like Take Fives? You
No,
don't
do
like
you like
Take Fives?
you like Reese's Pieces?
Reese's? Yeah,
anything with
what's wrong
peanut
Reese's
butter? Ugh.
Reese's Pieces is the bomb. I love Reese's Pieces.
Game
And by
Bird,
the
the
way,
corner bird.
what?
I'm just being villainous. I'm just being
Oh.
villainous.
If Gamer hates peanut
I
butter.
I was like, am I gonna have to change my
I'm gonna
opinion on
reach- I'm
Game
gonna
Bird?
reach
He
out
doesn't
to
like
have
peanut
a break
butter.
and lather your pillow in peanut butter quick.
Okay, Alyssa, here's the bet.
All right.
It's Splatoon 4. If Splatoon 4 comes out at 80,
All right.
I'm not gonna want candy corn because I only want it this time of the year. But you can send me some Airheads.
All
if
right.
it's not 80, I will send you Reese's peanut butter cups.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, bet.
Clip it.
And now somebody remind us because I'm gonna forget in 20 minutes what we just said.
What?
No, my audience
Huh?
never forgets.
Right.
If you
Yeah, right.
No,
can't,
they
tell.
won't.
They remind
No,
every
right.
single bet every single time.
Yeah,
Every
especially
single
when you
time.
forget the
There you
ending
go.
of Zelda
Alright.
games. We
Okay,
never
that
let
was
you
not a
forget about
bet.
that.
It wasn't a bet.
It
Anyways.
doesn't have to be.
I'm kind of curious if what the audience thinks. Can somebody do a poll? I'm not sure.
What for the price?
Yeah, Splatoon 4,
I did a-
70 or 80.
Sure, I'll throw a poll up.
Yay. Thanks, Nate.
Yay!
Thoughts on Pokopia, price, key cards, etc.
I don't give two shits about this game.
I don't give two shits about this game.
What about
Yeah,
the
that
indications
too.
that there could be more
I-
Nintendo key cards?
It's not an actual like full-on Nintendo game. There's other people involved. So
Well,
I'm not-
what about Fire Emblem? There's other people involved. Kirby, there's
Yeah.
other people involved.
yeah. And
So,
the point?
do you have any concern about those being key cards?
no,
Why?
one, I don't care.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the statement really is
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to you because you don't care about key cards. It doesn't
No.
bother you.
No, I mean, I buy physical, and it's kind of willy nilly on when I buy physical and when I buy digital. Kind of the bigger franchises, it's like Mario and Zelda and stuff like that. I like to get physical, but
Mario and
Everything-
Zelda, you like to get physical?
I do.
I love getting physical with Zelda.
Oh yeah. But then
30%, right?
right?
What's 30%?
Boobs.
Don't worry about it.
My 30%.
Oh, we're talking about tits again?
Yeah.
I thought that was just a preschool thing.
Make a new
It's
poll.
supposed to be like an inside thing. You guys throw inside stuff in there about the
Sure, put it
chats
down.
and stuff, and
Dude,
the audience
All
doesn't
I
know.
heard was boobies, and I'm like, okay. This girl's picking
Now
up.
Nate's paying attention.
Now,
Whenever we need Nate to listen, we just have to say boobs.
You're now getting close to midnight Eastern. It is time to let the boobies become part of the conversation. It is what it is.
Who doesn't like a nice pair of melons?
To be fair, it wasn't even me that brought it up, so don't get mad at me. I'm just going with the flow. All right.
So yeah, no. For physical like games, I just like the big major franchises. Other than that, I am more on the digital side. It's kind of inevitable that this all digital future is coming, and I mean, it sucks to a certain extent, but I can't change anything. It's not my choice. Yeah,
All right, so Eric doesn't care.
I don't care.
Cool. About any of it. Moving on. Boring topic for Eric. Hey. Banana Man. Why aren't you calling him a shill? He doesn't care.
Ooh, shots fired.
So,
Part of it is also Nintendo's own fault because they've only offered one size cart. Maybe there would be some other of these games that were key cards that, if they were offered multiple different cart sizes.
but
I
in
don't
this case, Nintendo's the one publishing it, so that's not the excuse.
It's not, but I'm saying for other ones.
I don't think they. I'm going to be completely honest. For the AAA games, even if they offered like other card sizes, I don't think they'd use them anyways. I think they'd still go with key cards if it's an option. They like to maximize revenue hugely.
I don't care.
Much as Joyce J wants digital copies to be cheaper, they ain't doing it.
They're not.
It'll like never happen.
No.
I think
All
they
right.
should be. Or I'm sorry, one more thing I wanted to say, and I'm sorry, I know Stash and Birdie haven't said anything this whole stream. I'm sorry, but I was going to say now
You're here.
the other thing that would make physical a little bit more appealing in the sense of it would be worth the full price is if we actually brought back game manuals. Game manuals were so lit back in the day. So as a relic from the late 1900s, I just want to say, if you say that it's a little, we're going to have to make it a little bit higher price in order to put it on the cartridge. And then throw in a game manual. Yeah, I'll pay probably some good money for that. So yeah, okay, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm going on mute.
I know now you get those in like deluxe editions and collectors. It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
Oh, collector's edition. We give you a game manual. Motherfucker, that was part of the game price back in the day. Anyways, Game Bird.
Yeah. I think a lot of the discourse regarding this is silly, primitive, and immature. I feel like the key card thing is a non-issue. And I find it really interesting too. Like, don't get me wrong, part of me gets it, because I know a lot of it is fear induced. There's a lot of fear being in such a small minority of people who care about physical media. I'm in that minority. It's been very hard for me to let go of physical media, and I'm still buying I've been buying on Switch 2 every core release physical. Third party, I've been letting myself embrace the digital age with rare exceptions. So I understand the fear part of it, that nostalgia, but we are a dying breed. The vast majority of people who collect media or are interested in movies, music, games do not care about physical media. They don't want to change discs. They don't want to change cartridges. They don't want to worry about things going missing. They don't want to have to carry stuff with them when they travel. They want everything in one spot, everything everywhere all at once is what people want, especially the youth. So I understand it from the fear side, but it's really such a non-issue to me. And I find it so fascinating that so many people who are making such aggressive and angry videos towards Switch 2 and Nintendo, and this is not a defense of Nintendo or Switch 2. This is just an observation. I find it so fascinating that they're making such angry videos with so much vitriol, but like they're also the people saying like Steam Deck's way better and you should just get a Steam Deck, which someone explained to me where Steam is being a powerhouse for promoting physical media, because I missed that memo if that's the case. Another thing is like, where's this vitriol against like a company like Netflix, who's doing way more damage and has done more damage to physical media than Nintendo could or ever would do? I mean, this is a company that's currently in talks to purchase WB. That would take WB movies permanently out of theaters. I know that's not physical media. They'd own the rights to WB games that's, anything DC, Mortal Kombat related, anything from HBO. Say goodbye to any of those like future, if they won this deal, any of them even doing anything with those games, because Netflix already tried their hand at games and it didn't work out because they don't care about games. And if you think they're going to care about games if they buy WB, guess again. Any property that they buy that they're going to be making movies or shows about, they will not be bringing to physical media. There are companies doing a lot worse. We've had companies like Steam causing major damage to the longevity of physical media. Where's everyone going against Steam right now? What about all the discs hold on real quick, Nate. What about all the other discs that have existed for like the last couple generations, where it's like the whole game's not even on the disc, requires internet or requires a download to even play? The fact of the matter is, like, the thing that people should be confused and upset about is the price of Pokopia being $70 because it's a 10 gig game. Granted, we don't really know what the game is other than it looks like a cozy Minecraft game. There could be hundreds of hours of fantastic content in this game, or it could just feel like a shovelware, something that should have ended up on an iPhone. We don't know. We'll find out as time comes. I have a hard time believing this is going to be one of those scenarios that's like, oh yeah, that's why it's $70.
I mean, I think it's a never-ending game.
Right, sure, but still, there's plenty of I mean, look at TCG Pocket or whatever it's called, the Pokemon card game on phone. Why don't they put that on Switch and charge $70? That's never ending, and then you get free packs every day. You know what I mean? So like, I think
I make you spend microtransactions.
Sure, but then you've got Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail and stuff. So it's like, I think the price point is the one that that makes sense to feel confused and a little bit upset about if you're excited. And maybe we'll have, I doubt it, but maybe we'll have our minds blown and be like, oh yeah, this is worth as much as, Tears of the Kingdom was. But it's like, it's weird. I don't know. I just don't understand the key card thing. Like maybe part of it, like me just trying to rationalize like the thought process of being so angry. Maybe part of it is just like, Nintendo's done such an amazing job at being like kind of like a beacon for physical media that people thought Nintendo would hold on for so much longer, and they're holding Nintendo to a higher regard than Sony and Valve and Microsoft. Yeah, Nate, I'll let you jump in.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because as the resident person here that pays attention close to the discourse, watches the videos, here's what people say. This is why people ever wonder why do I interact? This is why I want to understand their arguments. Their arguments are basically this: Nintendo's a closed ecosystem, so the only way you can guarantee access to the game without Nintendo's permission is for it to be physical. On PC, you don't have to buy the game on Steam. You can buy it on Good Old Games. You actually own it there. They sell you the license. They cannot revoke your license. You get to keep it. Also on PC, this is brought up a lot. Piracy is rampant.
Mm-hmm.
If you bought a game and they rip your license key from you, there's already a hack out there to keep playing that game. So it's almost impossible for them to take that game away from you entirely on PC if you actually want to keep playing it. And like we talk about Steam and like the damage it did, Steam ain't the only digital place out there. That's the thing. It's not a closed ecosystem. It is
Sure.
Even on the Steam Deck, you can install Windows and go access other stores. So Nintendo, the biggest reason they have.
I don't want to cut you off, Nate, but I want just to help me understand, as someone who's very closely paying attention to this stuff. It sounds like it's more about fear of your game being taken away or not having a means to play it than it's actually about owning a cartridge or having something on a shelf.
It's fear about. I'll just say this: because it's a closed ecosystem, it's a fear of you as a game purchaser have no control whether or not you can access your games. It's up to the company running the platform.
Okay. And how often are companies taking away people's games?
It does happen on PlayStation and Xbox.
I know it's happened.
Hasn't happened to games that I play, but
games that aren't games of service. Like that. That's just like games of service doesn't count because it's a server, but like a single player game.
Someone brought up a good example: Concord.
Concord is a games of service,
but it lasted 2 weeks.
Sure, but the games of service doesn't count because like even if it was physical media, it's the server. If they shut down the server, the game's done. Doesn't matter if you have a physical. Guys,
if you bought a physical version of Concord, you know what those are selling for right now?
How much?
Dude, the last I saw was like 500 or something.
Well, I got one.
I know you were talking about it at the time. Like, dude, this game's gonna flop so bad. Oh, it got yanked. Thanks for the increased value.
Listen. This isn't me defending Nintendo. I haven't said anything about Nintendo other than I'm wondering if part of it was people have felt like they've been like the beacon of hope for physical media.
No,
it's just I don't understand the key card panic.
Again, this is because of the closed ecosystem, and this is the number one argument that I keep hearing, and I can't really refute this. PlayStation now brings their games to PC. Xbox has all their games on PC. Nintendo's the only one that you can only play their games on their system, and they control 100% of your access. And if you don't have a physical copy, you lose all control whether you have access to your games or not. That is not true on any other platform because you don't need their platform to play their games.
Is there a history of Nintendo taking away games from people?
Not yet. As we all know, their digital games have been available all the way back to when you bought it on nice sealed copy too. That's great. All the way back on Wii, as I mentioned earlier, you can still download all your digital games. They haven't done it yet, but it's the fact that we've seen servers get shut down. We've seen Sony attempted to, and then they stopped because they had so much backlash trying to shut down the PlayStation 3 servers. It's just that fear that it's going to happen someday. And they're probably not wrong. It probably will happen someday.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I'm just curious, like, because like the vitriol is so gnarly against key cards that I like.
Yeah.
Like I said, for me, the bigger, like, the thing that people should be talking about, and even this I think is overblown, because like the idea of like grown adults like getting into vicious arguments over video games is so primitive to me. It's like, dude, you've got stuff affecting you in your daily life that's a lot more important, whether it's, putting food on the table for your family or
You're
whatever
on
it
this
is.
podcast.
You want to
We
make a
can-
difference, like, I know we don't talk about politics, but like, go vote on a local level for, like, go to your city council and talk about stuff you're passionate about. So like, dude, it's video games. It's not that serious. And yes, I understand, like, obviously no one wants stuff taken away from them. I don't. I'd be extremely pissed. So I hear you for that. There's not a precedent for it yet. And I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure it'll happen eventually. Luckily, Nintendo's not a big games of service company, so you don't have to worry about servers shutting down. There is
even the
Go
few
ahead.
they have like Splatoon, they just have new versions that come out.
Yeah, absolutely. They just keep growing it. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm interested to see what Pokopia actually has to offer when we see more,
Tomorrow.
especially more so now than ever, because it's 70. Because it's like now they've got to wow everybody.
I
Like
actually,
before, it's like, oh, they had
surprised
something
they-
kind of cute. Go ahead.
so I was gonna say, I'm surprised with them having a trailer on Thursday. I'm surprised they didn't wait to reveal the price till the end of that trailer.
Yeah.
Like, because they really, that $70 price, they have to know, okay, you're charging what ZA is, you're charging what Series of the Kingdom is, you're charging what Bonanza, you are charging the premium price. And what you showed didn't look like a premium price. So you either are just doing it like most people think because it's Pokemon and you can get away with it, or you're doing it because you're extremely confident in this trailer dropping tomorrow, that this is going to just blow people's minds.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
what I'm saying.
it's
They
not
put
a genre
themselves
I'm
in
into. We gotta get Nintendo talk on here. He's the cozy guy.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
very
I will
curious
say-
what he thinks about this.
I will say this. I think what's concerning about the price point for me is I've played quite a handful of cozy games. It's not my favorite genre, but there have been a couple standouts, and one of them in particular that I played this gen that I very, very much loved. And it is packed with content. It's a ton of fun, and it's cheaper than $70. And there was a Switch 2 upgrade that was like $2. And that's Fantasy Life. The new Fantasy Life game
Knew you were gonna
is
say that.
phenomenal. It is a blast. It's like playing a cute Zelda style cozy game with skill trees and tons of different jobs and bosses and quest lines and an overarching story. It is like, if you're not sold on cozy games and you want something packed full of content that kicks ass, that's the new Fantasy Life. I question whether or not Pokemon has the content to compete with a game like that. And that game, I believe, was it was either 49 or 59. I don't remember, but it definitely is not 70.
My only hope for this game is it's Koei Tecmo, and they tend to pack a lot in their games, but they just haven't shown anything that like.
Yeah. And Nate, I do appreciate you offering the closed ecosystem. I'm not as heavily monitoring this discourse, but I am seeing things pop up on my YouTube feed, and I'll listen occasionally. And I have seen things pop up on my Twitter feed, and I'll read a little bit of like the back and forth between people and some of the fighting. And I personally, I trust you, but I personally have not seen people discussing the ecosystem and why it bothers them. I've only seen them basically crying for physical, and I've found it fascinating that more people are complaining about the lack of a physical edition than the price, because I feel like the price is the weirder one.
Among Nintendo fans, that's the biggest complaint. A lot of traditionalists want things to be physical all the time, and they know it's coming to an end, and they don't want it to come to an end. But I'm gonna save more comments on that because we had that wild rumor out there about Nintendo getting rid of physical as of 2027. So we'll save that for like an ending conversation before we get to Stash or after Stash talks on this. But I just wanted to note that is a concern among like Nintendo faithful that don't care about the closed ecosystem. What they care about is I've always bought physical games. I'm only going to buy physical games. This is why I don't play on PlayStation and Xbox. And now Nintendo's taking it away from me too. And I think some of it in that regard is old man yelling at kids. And I feel like that's probably what it comes across to. Like when I talk to my children about physical, like I was talking to them like, hey guys, how would you feel if like Nintendo didn't have physical games anymore? They said, what's that? I'm like, you put the cartridge in. Well, can I still play the game? I'm like, well, yeah, you would just hit the icon. And, so like a phone. I'm like, yeah, we don't care. It's literally old man yelling at kids. The kids don't care.
Yep.
Like, so like we're now the people doing that have to realize like we're now the old people yelling at the youth about
we set. And guys, I've said this on the cast before. I have a big physical collection on this wall. I love physical stuff. I love my collection. I have no interest in selling it. I want to give it to my kids when I'm old and stuff like that. I love it, but we sound like the same guys who were screaming and pouting when they found out that companies were no longer going to be producing movies on Laserdisc.
Oh, look, man, I walked 15 miles uphill both ways to Blockbuster. Get my copy of Majora's Mask. Anyways, Stash.
Back in my day, Zelda was more linear. Oh, what?
This is good. Everything we're talking about how old we are. Okay. I'm going to list off some things right now before I get into this. The newspaper. Loyalty punch cards. There's an app for that now. Plane tickets, concert tickets, movie tickets, receipts, pictures. They're all on your phone. They're all digital now. Obviously, books and magazines. Do I prefer to hold a book? Yes. That's why I have books. I have books in my house. I don't want to read a book on a screen. Whatever they're called. I bought one for Michaela. She likes doing that. I don't. I like to feel the book. I like the smell of it too.
Mm-hmm.
I like all these physical things. We got music, right? We went through that. That was a long time ago. If you think about it, when I was in high school, Napster, LimeWire, right? These were the things. Hey, video games, they were able to dodge that for a very long time. I mean, I was at my 20-year reunion 2 years ago. It's been a long time. Board games. You still have them. Like, you can still go buy them. People play these online now. Gambling. Online gambling, you know what I mean? Like, everything's moved. The things we used to know are different now.
Even casino gambling. It's all on digital screens now.
Yeah, exactly. I still buy cards. Like, greeting cards, birthday cards, Christmas cards, right?
Yeah.
Those moved to e-cards a long time ago. There's so many things. The maps, physical road maps, MapQuest. Now we got GPS, right? Everything changes. Again, video games, they were able to avoid this for a really long time. I talked about it before on this podcast. I've been on other podcasts to talk about, physical media. You guys all know I'm a proponent for it. Yeah, there's a ton of reasons why I would prefer it, why I want it to continue to exist. But there's not many reasons why I think it will, right? And so again, like, the writing to me is on the wall. There are companies out there that are still making physical media. Limited run games, you get everything. You get the instruction booklet, you get all that. That's why I have a bunch of games from Limited Run. Now, the downside to that, the things that people complain about with that is that if you buy something from there, you don't get it for like a year. And that's true. I've been buying from them since they started with their first game in 2017. And I've consistently bought from them because they have all those things that I like as a physical owner. But, eventually these machines, the consoles, aren't going to come with physical media. We already saw with the PS5 Pro. It's going to cost extra if you want to support physical. And with that costing extra, that means less people are going to have access to physical, which means these developers, what's the draw to producing all of these games physically and trying to get your physical and your digital date to line up? Because like, look at the Mortal Kombat collection. It came out digitally on what was it? October 30th, 31st. It's not coming out till December 12th physically, right? And so as a physical owner, like usually the people who are buying physical are the most hardcore, right? And they're the oldest ones too, the ones that have been doing this for a long time. I want to continue to support it. And now it's you're getting the short end of the stick. Not only are you paying more money because it costs more, it costs like $20 more to buy it physically, the Mortal Kombat collection, but you also have to wait like another, was it 6 weeks to get it physically? Like it does not look good for someone who likes physical and wants to support it. This doesn't look good. Now, again, I said in the past, I think we're playing with house money right now. I do. The fact that we're still getting physical feels like house money. It's great. I'm glad we still are, but we're in the end times, biblically, so to speak, of physical video games. This is the end times, man. Like, support it to the end. Like if that's what you want to do, like that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to support it to the end. As far as like when I'm on social media, of course, on Twitter, like I'm there for the news, right? All the video game announcements, all that good stuff. I'm there for all the news related reasons, not super the opinion reasons, because everyone's got one. And honestly, I don't value the mass opinion. And we all know what the mass opinions are. It's very poor complaints. And I just don't want to hear it, because look, the fact is like, this isn't uncontrollable. And I always talked about it for literally decades, since before I started managing. So I was in my late teens. Like, you have controllables and uncontrollables in life. This is an uncontrollable. We don't have control over this. I don't think any sort of campaign is going to change that. No sort of drop the price campaign is going to change this kind of thing. And, hey, more power to everyone who did that. It was a nice try. I never thought that was going to work. It's more or less, I thought it was kind of annoying, because like you can spend that time doing something else productive, or you know what, beat a video game. Because I was on another podcast as well, and it was on the Communication Era podcast with John Ebo, and I think it was 12% of people actually beat the video games they buy. They get to the credits. That is the average. So of everyone in the world that buys video games, the millions and billions of games that are sold, 12% actually beat the games. And then the percent that gets to, I think, halfway through is insane. I forget what the number is. I don't want to say it, so don't quote me on it, but 12% are beating games. So I don't know. It's like, do you really care that much? Or are you just going on the internet to complain? Because you're not even beating these video games. And do you even buy physical? Because I don't know that many people our age are going on the internet and complaining. And I know the young kids aren't buying it. That's why we don't have it anymore. Like, that's the reason. Because
Yeah,
the old people keep buying them.
yeah. Eventually, there's not even going to be an audience for it. Like
There-
that's the reality.
There's not. I always talk about this story. This was probably, God, I don't know, maybe 8-10 years ago. I was talking to my cousin Anthony at Thanksgiving. He was talking about going to a girl's house, and he hadn't talked about going like to any girls' houses before. So like, this was at the age where it's like, oh, like you have interest in girls now. Great. This should be interesting. I wonder if we'll hear any interesting stories. And he's talking about like watching movies over there, and I mentioned to him something about what movie you're gonna bring over. He's like, he just looks at me like, what do you mean? What movie like am I gonna bring? I was like, you said you guys are gonna watch a movie. Are you bringing the movie over? Like, I just, rephrase the question for him. And he's like, hey, I don't have any movie to bring over, like in my hand or something. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Like, cast something from your phone, or like, you gonna bring like your Xbox? You got movies on like your hard drive? Because he's an Xboxer. He's an Xbox gamer. He doesn't play PlayStation or Nintendo. He's a big Xbox because that's what all of his friends play. And he just seemed completely dumbfounded. And again, this is 8-10 years ago that I would even suggest doing that. And he's like, it's not like she has, like a Blu-ray player or something in her room. Like, how am I going to even do this? And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I didn't think about the fact that people don't have even a device to play this physical media on like a movie. Like,
It's
true.
It's
Okay.
true. People legit don't have DVD players and Blu-ray players. Usually the
Yeah.
only people who have those are people who have consoles that have
Yeah.
disk drives. It's wild.
Yeah. So I think it was interesting for me because I'm like, again, this was a while ago. And that kind of hit me like it died right here. Like it died with you for sure, with your age group. He's in college now. So that age group, right? It's over. They don't care about that. They don't want it. They don't want the extra stuff. They'd rather go the minimalist approach, a lot of them.
Well,
Everything behind me doesn't mean shit to them.
I'm curious, not to cut you off, Stash, but Alyssa, I believe you're the youngest person on the show tonight. Do you have like a DVD or Blu-ray player, or like people friends within your age range today?
Honestly, no.
Other
Like,
than console.
I have a PS5, so play it on there. And my one friend also has a PS5, but like nobody really has DVD players
Discs.
anymore.
Yeah, like movies.
Well, like some of my coworkers are like older though. They're like in their 60s.
Sure.
They have them. But
Well,
like none of the people around my age, unless they have like a PlayStation or an Xbox, they don't have.
Well, it's crazy because, and I'm going to swing it back to you, Stash, but you make such an interesting. I love that you shared that anecdote about your cousin, because even my parents, and they struggle with like new technology. Oh, can you help me get this set up? I can't. Been trying to figure it out for the last 3 days. I can't figure it out. But they don't have a DVD player or a Blu-ray player anymore. They got rid of it when they discovered like Netflix and Hulu and stuff. Like, oh, this is great. I have everything's right here. We don't need this anymore. So even them, which is wild.
Yeah, it is wild. And like, look, again, I mentioned before about all these physical things that have turned digital. Obviously there's lots more, and I like all of this stuff. Yeah, I picked up the newspaper every day in middle school. So this is in literally the late 90s. I was reading the sports page every morning in art class because I didn't care about what they were talking about. I just wanted to read about what happened with the Suns game and read about the editorials I have my video game magazines. I just didn't care, right? But all that stuff is very much, it's going to be a thing of the past, just like we are going to be a thing of the past at some point. And it's up to the young kids on what they want. They've proven they don't want it. The numbers show it. The numbers are crystal clear outside of Nintendo. And again, all the old heads are with Nintendo. A lot of us are. And like Xbox, I think is 90. I thought it was 92% digital. And then I know Sony went up over the last year. Previously, I thought it was 82%. And I think it's more like 80, 89 now. So again, this does not make sense financially for developers and publishers to put these games on store shelves. It doesn't make sense for the big box stores to buy them, for them to sit on the shelf when they could put items there that will actually sell. Because when it just sits on the shelf, it gets discounted and then they lose money on it. So someone's losing money somewhere because there's not a big enough market for it anymore. And then the old heads, there's some that are saying, hey, you know what? I already see what's happening. I'm going to bow out. I'm bowing out this generation. I gave it a good fight. I have a big collection. I'm okay walking away, right? Like we're going to see a lot of that. We're already seeing a lot of it. So again, this is uncontrollable. This is going to happen. It's already happening. If you want to support physical to the very end, limited run is going to be obviously a great option. But again, you won't get your game for a long time. And if you really want to play it, which I presume you do, you're going to have to double dip. That's what I've had to do if you want to do that. And the last point I'll make too is that, look, a lot of games that I play don't even see a physical release. I play a lot of indie games. They don't even see a physical release. And what I find interesting is that a lot of the indie developers that I've talked to a lot of the actual creators of games. It is their like life goal, their dream to have a game released physically. That's a huge deal for me, especially with Nintendo. So many of the indie developers I talked to that released their games on Nintendo were like, yeah, dude, it's been my dream to have my very own video game sitting on a store shelf in a Nintendo box. And your game obviously has to do really well for that to even be a reality. So they would be the ones to really continue to push for that, but they don't have the funds, the marketing. That's not going to happen. So yeah, it's going away. Pokopia, look, I am not interested in this game. For Pokopia to be the straw that broke the camel's back is hilarious because it's complete bullshit. It's just people trying to capitalize on the algorithm as usual. Yeah, it's total, as Mario would say, it's complete trash. And
it's so why, dude.
Trash
this is making me
TV.
so happy because I'm just like, dude, I do not understand what is happening right now with Pokopia. It's so wild. Yeah, the price is ridiculous, but it's just crazy. Like you said, this is the game that did it.
You know, the people though making videos on this, you know, they might think that they're self-employed, but they're not. They work for the algorithm. That's who they report to every day. It's facts. That's who they report to. You don't get to make what you want. You make what the algorithm tells you to make. I will never do that. But I obviously we see it every day. And look, hey man, you know, whatever you gotta do, pay the bills. If that's how you want to roll, like that's up to you. Who am I to say? All I can say is I won't ever do that. And I know what game is being played. I ain't gonna be played by the game. Hey, thank you, Cardcon. Appreciate it. But yeah, I ain't going to be played by this game because that's what's being played right now. And, you know, negativity sells. It's been frontline on the news for several decades now. They tell you all the negative stuff. Then they give you their best guess at what the weather is going to be like. They tell you if your sports team won or not, and they call it a day. Outside of that, you know what it is. It's all negative news. That's what people tune in for. Society's proven that this is what they want. Social media has made it hyperized. It's crystal clear now that that's what they want. Yes. This is what people want, man. Like, this is what they're signing up for, and it wouldn't be pushed if they didn't want it. Like, this is what they want. No one's clicking on the good news. You know, they want the spice, they want the drama. It's sad, but your society's been going this way for a long time, and it's really hitting video games now. And it's really hitting, obviously, YouTube and the YouTube sect of gaming. But this has been everywhere for a long time, is my point. This is nothing new. And, you know, what can you do about it except for do your best to ignore it? You play video games instead. You can very much be a part of the gaming community. You could be the biggest part of it and not even partake in this stuff because you're playing video games and you're not listening to all this bullshit. But I do understand, like, Nate, obviously, we've talked about this plenty of times, needing to know what's going on. You know, like, you need to be in the know about this stuff. So that ain't you. I'm talking about everyone else that just goes on and complains. So, yeah, it's exhausting. And Pokopia, come on, man, get out of here. That's total bullshit. But I will say this: if you're gonna have a game, right? Again, key cards, I don't care. It is what it is. Like, again, we're not winning this battle. However, as a key card game for $70, yeah, I will agree that it seems a bit high.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
at the very least, it makes me more interested in the game, in the sense, like, I got to see what this game has to offer. You know, I really got to see the trailer,
I'm
because
more
they
big
must be.
curiosity now. Like, how the fuck are they justifying this at all?
it's
even?
got to
right.
be IP. It's got to be name.
It has to be.
Well,
I
that's
think
what
it's just
That's what
Pokemon.
everyone assumes. And then there's just this, like, well, okay, new trailer tomorrow. Let's see them justify it. They just drop bombshells of bad news. Now they get to justify it tomorrow. Good fucking luck.
I mean, yeah, I feel like anything Pokemon this gen is just going to be like, it's like a toxic brand this gen, just having the name Pokemon, you know?
You know what I feel bad for? The Pokemon fans that end up loving all of these games. They buy them all. It's a great value to them. They've sunk hundreds of hours in.
Yeah. It brings them genuine joy.
And they're just getting shit on by the whole fucking internet for enjoying their purchase, you know? Because you know that's what's going to happen. By the way, I'm not going to shit on you guys. I might not want the game. I might not be buying the game. But if you're enjoying it, I ain't here to shit on your joy. Have fun.
Absolutely not. I'm interested to hear how it's
We're
going to
not
be.
shitting on fans. Just
Never.
just the
I guarantee you, like, here's the thing, guys. The controversy around this means look, it doesn't sound like anyone on this show is probably picking this game up. We're going to have to ensure that we have someone on the week after it comes on to talk about the game, to try to tell us if it's good or not, because we're not going to play it. At least it doesn't seem like it, unless something crazy happens before.
what about Pokemon fan?
Pokemon fan on.
I also don't know if we'll get it.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
I don't know if, like, there's a possibility we can have that, like, sent to us by Nintendo. I don't know, because it's like, it's with the Pokemon company.
Probably after all of us said we don't give two flying shits.
I can
Wait,
tell
that
you.
was me.
All of us are like, fuck Pokopia. Send us a copy.
So Nintendo does send Pokemon games. So their PR company handles
Not
it.
anymore.
Not us.
Well,
I mean, I would obviously play it for
if they
review
send
to
it-
try it out, and if it's
if
great,
they
I'll
send
tell
me
you.
Pokopia,
Right.
Look, Nintendo, I know you watch this podcast. You're sending it to the wrong guy. I'm just gonna give it away. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You send it to, I'm just gonna give it away. Unless one of my kids really, really, really wants it, but they don't have a Switch too. So
Well, I mean, look, I would play it for review. We do have Fatal Frame 2 coming out on the 12th, the same day, and then
Yes.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 the next day,
It's a packed
which
time.
that looks
Well,
very good.
Yeah,
For
it's a
the
pack-
record, I will be purchasing Pokopia. I have a son who loves Pokemon, like loves it, and one of
Did
his
you see the
favorite
trailer?
games. Two of his favorite games are Minecraft and Animal Crossing.
Did you
Is that
see the
your-
trailer and get excited?
Yeah, I saw the trailer. He got unbelievably excited.
You should get impressions from him
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
and share it on the
Absolutely.
show. I'd be interested
Yeah,
to hear.
just take some
Yeah.
notes.
Get
How
his
old
thought.
is your son? If you don't
8
mind my
years old.
asking. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
totally
dude,
good
get the notes from it.
impressions.
Dude, get the notes from me.
Oh.
Like,
The last thing I'm gonna tell my 8-year-old son is like, no way, it's a key card. I don't support that.
No,
Not
you-
to mention the fact that it's $70, the same price as Tears of the Kingdom. Give me a break.
And
Right.
you're wrong for enjoying it.
you come on like look, yeah, you come on the impression episode and you're just like, look, I watched my son play this game for like 20 hours. This game is fucking bullshit.
I'm like, dude, or I'm like, dude, I gotta
worst
level with you.
fucking video
This,
game I've ever
this is the
seen.
best. What if I was like, guys, I gotta level with you? It's the best fucking game I've ever played.
Right? It's like the worst thing ever. They said, but hold on, I didn't actually play it. Let me get notes from my son. This is the greatest thing ever. Fuck.
Yeah.
This is a game Michaela would probably like as well. So
I gotta show the trailer to Yulia and see if she's even digging it. I will say Yulia's been playing a lot of Age of Imprisonment lately. She's literally playing it right now. Quite
Because she's
literally.
an amazing person.
But she's also gotten into like Supermarket Simulator lately, and she's all over the place with her gaming right now. So it's
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
great.
thought you were
So-
a supermarket sweep. One
and
of the
she
best
likes
shows
Animal
ever.
Crossing as well. You know, we stopped playing Animal Crossing because we only had the one copy. We were doing the whole game share thing, but the Nintendo totally killed. So, yeah. So I'll show and see if she has any interest because Nintendo sends me a copy and she has interest. I guess I'll regrettably install it, but I'll make sure my profile never loads that fucking game.
Yeah, I would totally play it for a review. I'm the,
I got
like
no
honestly,
interest.
I'm a good person to play it because I don't have interest in these games. So if it's
Watch them
good,
pull a fast
it's
one on us.
good.
Watch them pull a fast one on us. Like what they showed before is just like a mode, and then it's like Dragon Quest 11S. It's
Exactly.
completely different mode. The game just looks visually, everything just fucking changes with a flip of a switch.
mean,
and we're like, oh,
You never
I
know
mean,
with Nintendo.
Here's the thing. What if the game, and I doubt it. Like, I gotta be honest, I doubt it. But what if this game was on the par with, let's say, Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I think was a great game for that style? Then is it worth the price of admission?
they would have to do a lot of convincing for me to think it's that good.
I mean, let's just say
To be
it's
fair, I didn't
open
like
critic.
I didn't like Dragon Quest Builders.
Okay,
One of-
fair enough. Fair enough. Let's say its open critic and Metacritic score was sitting between a 93 and a 96.
What the fuck?
Then is it worth $70?
Okay. You know what? If Nintendo, you send me a free copy. If it's like a 90 fucking 6 on Metacritic, I out of morbid curiosity need to know how the fuck this became a GOTY contender. Because no fucking way. There's no fucking way. It's gonna be like a 70 or a 60. There's no fucking way.
Could you imagine though?
Dude.
It just lands on a
Everyone's just
96.
bashing this fucking game and it wins GOTY next year. Beats out GTA. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my god. Nothing's beating GTA next year.
Dude, the internet would go fucking wild if Pokopia beats out GTA.
The only thing that's beating GTA next year is possibly the calendar.
Yeah,
What
if
if
they
GTA
release it too late, or
If it slips to the next calendar.
yeah,
What
I
if
kept
GTA is
thinking,
awful?
I doubt
What
it.
if it? Well,
What if
listen,
it's
I'm not
just
saying that it's
visually
going to be. I'm just asking, like, what if it can't live up to the hype or expectations?
unbelievable hype.
because the
still
hype
think
is like the hype. It like think about what happened when Cyberpunk launched. Like the amount of like hype is like this is going to be the most next gen experience that you could ever possibly have, and then it was like PS1 visuals for like anyone on PS4 in a broken mess. It was like a disaster.
well, that's why they're delaying it so much.
Yes, of
They're
course.
trying to make it not. I think if it would have released this year like they planned, it probably would have been a disaster, and they know that. So it's because the level of polish needed for this game that has that many employees is insane. Yeah, like look, even if it doesn't live up to the hype, because maybe it just literally can't. I still think it's going to be like a 90s rated game and be the front runner for Game of the Year. I don't even know if there's anything that can come out next year that would have a fighting chance. Maybe a 3D Mario that somehow hits 97 again could potentially make an argument.
The masses wouldn't accept that.
Well, the masses might not accept it, but good thing it's not the masses.
Yeah,
you know how the Game Awards work. It's the media.
Yeah, and people get upset about that, and I actually think it's better that the media is voting over the public.
Would win the Players' Choice Award, like the fan voted one.
Yeah, keep Players' Choice as a category, but I think having fans vote for a Game Awards is a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's just a popularity contest.
It's not only is it a popularity contest, but think about, I mean, first off, Stash just pulled out a statistic tonight about only 12% of gamers finishing their games. Secondly, even taking away that statistic, what about like the percentage of games that come out a year compared to the number of games you play in a year?
I got a question.
If 100 games come out in a year, every year, let's just say hypothetically, or I'll lowball. Let's say 40 games come out every single year, and that's it. How many people play all 40 games to completion, or play enough of all 40 games to have a valid argument as to who should get the nomination and who should win and why?
5 people.
So keep your Players' Choice. That's good. But like people saying that it's like ridiculous and it should be the fans voting. Well, then you better step it up and start not only playing everything, but finishing everything every year.
It would be easier if it was filled with people like Stash who can be unbiased, you know, but my concern is with the people that are voting, that they're not, you know, that they are biased. And it's like, I don't care how good this Mario game is. Fuck it. You know, we're going to vote for
the super chat comes in where it talks about the gaming media is more corrupt than the fans. That is a very popular take out there. I counter with X, Reddit, and every social media in existence. I've seen what the fans are doing. It's not any better.
Well, that's the problem is that you can't find people that you can honestly count on, rely on to like be honest and unbiased. And if you look at it, I started reviewing games because I don't trust the gaming media, and I have a million reasons why I won't get into. But then you have fans though that go on, what is it, where they try to tank the review scores. What is that on Metacritic? What do they call that?
Yeah.
Review bombing.
Dude.
That.
It's like, you can't be trusted to give an opinion.
People
are trying to cancel a game. What are you doing?
People put zeros on titles. Like people putting zeros on Tears of the Kingdom. Like
sometimes
how is it a zero?
Sometimes it has nothing to do with the quality of the game. It'll just be like, this fucker, like example, Pokopia has game key card. Fuck that game. I haven't even played it. Fucking 0.00000. It's like, okay, so nothing about the quality of the game. Just
all that tells me is that they didn't play it. If you put a 0, you didn't play it. Period. Because if you played it, first off, if the game boots up, it's not a 0.
Henry the hamster isn't even a 0. And I'm not even being funny this time, Nate. It's not even. No. I'm not being funny. Hear me out. It's not even a 0 because, like Birdie said, it boots up and it works.
Yeah.
If it boots
can't
up, be a 0. That starts at a 5.
I mean, what if it's broken halfway through?
Now that's when we can get into the game stops, you know, or
I didn't play enough of it, guys, to know if it's broken halfway through. I gave up after 2 levels. I'm good.
Well, I'm talking about now I'm talking about real games. Now we're talking about real games now. I'll teach you about hamsters tomorrow. But somebody, like he was saying, somebody gave Tears of the Kingdom a 0. I would give it 100 because I'm a Zelda fan. But if we were to take the Zelda out of it, you know what I mean? What makes that game a 0? It works well, the physics go well, the gameplay is done well, the art style is done well. A very simplistic story, so I don't say it's done well, but it's okay.
There's solid voice acting.
There is solid voice acting.
And 0's an extreme, but I see people give games 5s. I'm like, clearly this person's never played a 5 before. Because believe
Seriously.
me, you know when you've played a 5 out of 10. You know.
Yeah. You know
So
when you
it's
played the most mid shit ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just known. Like, okay, that's a 5. That was mid as fuck.
We should be on that. We should be on the panel. But then Nintendo games will start winning.
To be fair, some of the panel is sometimes like podcasts, like kind of funny. So I have been like, if we can get this show to be big enough, it is possible we could get on the voting panel. That's kind of one of my goals on this show, is to get this show qualified for the voting panel, so we can at least get a say in from our perspective. Well, we submit our ticket to the show.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get to see everyone else's, but at least, hey, we can reveal our ticket to our fans and all that stuff. That everyone else does that too, but would be nice. I don't know how big we got to get in there. I mean, I know how big some of these other shows are. We're not close to that yet, but give it some time.
Here's a good, not unbiased opinion. Age of Imprisonment is not a 10 out of 10 game. It's not. Now, does that mean I like it any less or love it any less? For me, it's my personal goatee. But if somebody said I had to be on this panel and judge all these games, I'm like, oh yeah, we're just going to take that one off the list altogether. So there's people that exist that do think that way. So I don't know why they don't have more of them. Oh Lord, I'm getting sleepy. Y'all do this all night, huh?
Yeah, dude. We're not even to the last topic yet, and we got Q&A.
And I took a long nap.
Speaking of that,